Hello and welcome to a new video on autism dating. Structure. Structure is very important for many autistic individuals and people who have Asperger syndrome. And in dating, this is also very important. So, for example, for many people, one of the big reasons that sometimes relationships fail in regards to autism, at least from what I've read, because I haven't had this happen to me, but in theory, a reason why is because of the lack of structure that sometimes comes with a relationship. For example, someone on the autism spectrum might really love a job because there's a structure. You go to the job this time, you finish at this time. School gives a structure. You're going to go to class at this time. You have a syllabus. You know what's going to come up. With a relationship, you don't always know what's going to come up. One moment, your girlfriend's really happy. The next moment, they're sad. One moment they want this, one moment they want that, and so there's, it's unpredictable. They might want variety, and someone on the autism spectrum, they want things to stay the same. So, how, if you're autistic or have Asperger syndrome, how can you turn your relationship into a structured relationship or break out of that? And if you don't have autism, how can you help your partner in this regard? Okay, so an idea that I had and something that I've done in my past relationships is I'd write down ideas of things to do. And so I'd have, I'd have a plan to go on, and I know I do this on this day. And so what I'm saying is, you can plan ahead for what you're going to do. So you can plan on, maybe this day we're going to, maybe once a week we're going to have a deep conversation about how the relationship's going. On Wednesdays we're going to eat this meal. So you can try to, on this day this is our movie night. So you can try to have structured events. Of course, things will come up because things, that's how life is like, and I think that's the good thing about life, is that things break our structure, even though we love it so much. Structure is good, but it's also good to learn how to go outside of structure. I used to really need structure. I'm much better now at not needing structure as much. But I like structure. Don't get me wrong. It's really helpful for me. But it's also a good thing to try to push yourself outside the comfort zone. Sometimes though we can shut down. Things can be going so, we don't know how to express ourselves. We're afraid of how our partner will feel. We're afraid of them judging us. Sometimes we're so afraid of that judgment that, we might leave them. At least I've heard of some instances where that's happened. That's not something that I've done. I'd want to work on it. But sometimes people, we get so overwhelmed by the anxiety or the social anxiety or just the various things going on. And sometimes it's hard to communicate how you're feeling. Maybe you don't know how to communicate that. And so having structure helps in that way. So, and if you're in a relationship, trying to find some structure. It's good to have some unpredictability, but say, all right, this is coming up. This is we're not gonna have a surprise party. We're gonna have a party for you. Your friends are gonna come over. We're gonna do this day. This is our whatever thing to do this on this night. Make it predictable. Say at this time. This is our cuddle time. Having a structure. Having time for intimacy, and saying what time it's going to be. I mean, maybe you don't really want the structure, but it might help your partner out more. So it's just something to think about. I'm not saying you have to do that, but sometimes it can really help the relationship. Because I know for some people, the structure thing is so important. And I really, for other autistic people, I really encourage you to try to break outside that comfort zone, to try to break through the structure. I mean, especially if you really love your partner, it's important to try to meet each other halfway. Sometimes it's hard to meet each other halfway. Sometimes you got to be stubborn, and that happens. Being stubborn. We autistic people are super stubborn. That's super common. But breaking through that stubbornness. Trying to see from the other person's point of view. It's called theory of mind. Trying to see your partner's point of view and realizing that's about both of you. That can really make a huge difference. So, it's important, to try to see each other's point of views and try to work on that. Try to understand that the one person needs structure, one person might want variety, and I think that's why relationships happens. There's a lot of reasons, but I really think that it's to help break us through these tough things. Like for me, I'm attracted to girls that are like kind of outgoing, and I realize that the reason like this because I want deep down that this is to help me grow as a person, and and I think that like being with an outgoing person helps you go further, and then you have someone that's there's everybody learns something in a relationship. So I'm rambling now. So what I'm saying is meet halfway, understand that an autistic person needs structure, understand that not everybody needs structure if you're autistic, and that you have to understand that you have to communicate your needs and wants and desires, and you're gonna have to find a way to do so, and you can't be afraid to do that, because if you're in a relationship you have to be open. You have to understand that that maybe you say something that makes your partner upset, but that's okay. It's about working on things, and it's about understand that you came from this place, the other person came from this place, and they have a different way of looking at the world, and it's about learning about each other's worlds and making the best out of it. So I thank you for watching this video, and I wish you an awesome day of awesomeness. Thank you very much.